All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So interesting day to say the least, and really not a good interesting on these three especially, all right? Look, TTOO for a moment was looking fantastic to say the least, all right? I was not necessarily looking for a home run. If you watched my video on Friday, I forgot exactly what day it was over the weekend, but I think I was looking for a little bit more, and it's weird because, again, I think I'm still holding my let's ride this to 50 comments from the weekend, but like I said, this candle is just kind of, it's got me more hesitant than I was expecting, okay? NVOS, look, NVOS, you know I started to get really worried on Friday. Today wasn't a major day by any means, but I think today was an important day. I'm basically seeing a doji on a pretty important point, and I think tomorrow we're going to see the aftermath one way or the other, okay? And then MULN. Look, I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments starting to say, hey, catalyst coming from MULN, big things coming from MULN. I don't think anyone's really given me a specific thing. And look, you know I'm not here to like hate on your thoughts, or you know, if you have different opinions, you get that, right? But yeah, let me know some specifics, because really on the MULN side, it's kind of the same story that I've been saying for months actually. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines, as well as the occasional diagonal trend line that you'll see me draw. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh man, I appreciate you so much, all right? So let's get into it, and look, TTOO. So I'm going to repeat a couple things that I said on the Friday video. First and foremost, I sincerely believe we are in a buy the rumor moment, okay? I don't necessarily know if everyone's going to sell the news. We'll get to that shortly. But right now, there are so many juicy rumors starting to spread about TTOO, okay? They moved the earnings call forward, and that on its own is generally a bullish thing, okay? If you delay your earnings, that's a bad thing. If you were supposed to say it on the 3rd and you don't do anything on the 3rd, you don't do it till the 4th or whatever, even if it's off by a day, missing your earnings date is bad. Saying you will do it sooner is good. That's a truly fundamental thing I believe, doesn't matter what the letters are, okay? What people are starting to do is say they are moving it up because they've got some good news to say. They're moving it up because they're so excited they don't want to wait. They're moving it up because of this. They're moving it up because, listen, I have absolutely no idea why they're moving it up. I have absolutely no idea what the guidance on the last call was. I for sure know that there was an FDA clearance or approval, whatever word you want to use, between the last call and this call. But are there any substantial dollars that have come from it? Is it just guidance, right? Like, there are a couple questions I have in my head, but nothing is certain until they start the recording, they say hello, and they are doing the live call and dropping the real facts, okay? So, hey, if you want to put any comments, you know I'm more than happy to hear everything you have to say, but I'm telling you, I'm not here looking to get convinced of what the rumors are, because end of the day, that's all they are to me. But buy the rumor is a really big trading strategy. It actually is. Buy the rumor, in my opinion, was going to get us over the 50 moving average and actually take us up to the 20. I called 50 cents. I'm still thinking 50 cents, okay? But today was an interesting day. So now let's actually start talking about today. So actually, let's talk about Friday. Friday gets us over 2 lines. We actually gap over it, and then we end up going all the way up here and closing over the 20, okay? If one single day is going to get over 3 lines, I actually expect some really good confirmation. And truth be told, I thought we were going to be around here. Okay, I actually didn't need us to break the 50 moving average today. That was not something I needed, but I wanted 30 cents. I wanted to at least get, I mean, I guess we're just under it, but yeah, I wanted at least a little more than 50% of that, maybe even like, yeah, 30 cents was my number. And we didn't do it. We actually didn't do 30 cents. Now, listen, I'm really, really glad we didn't come down to 26 cents. I'm really, really glad we didn't even come down to, yeah, it's still the top of that 26. That was a number, you know. I'm for sure glad we didn't come down to 20. Like, those were very, very realistic options, but this 28 has me just a little unsure. Now, the one thing I'm going to do, look, this trend line goes from the corner right here to the corner right here, and I just kept extending it. So I'm going to extend it some more, and then, yeah, it's basically that. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure I held that corner and I still held that. Look, we're actually still over the trend line. Again, is this a strong enough candle to actually make me believe and make me feel firm and all that? I don't know. I'm telling you, if this thing was 2 pennies higher, it's not like it would have looked like a significantly better candle necessarily, but you know, it would have been a little more, I guess. I don't know. Look, end of the day, I think MACD is still close enough to the zero. I like the fact that we have green over red, and actually I do kind of see a sliver of green over red there. Yeah, you can see on the RSI in the box is 41 and change, and then the red line's actually 40. So green over red and green over red. Volume wasn't horrible. Volume, I wish it was a little better. We are actually just a little under the white line, but I mean, it's been really bad the last few days, so I'll take this as a back-to-back, okay? And look, I'm going to talk about it a little more detail in the next video, but yeah, there is a major global thing happening right now, and it clearly took a lot of attention from what was one of the most, you know, the highest attention skew. I could have said that a little smarter, right? But I think the fact that the global changes happening, this thing still look, this is all about tomorrow. If we start to slip into that 26 cent world, I think there's some worry to be had. If we can go back into that 30, 31, 32 again, once this breaks 32, the goal is that we go to 50, and you can see it, we wicked it. There was a moment where like some people actually thought it was going to happen today, because again, I was bullish too, right? But interesting day. Right now, I'm going to give it attention elsewhere than necessary worry about TTOO. But if you remember, my trade deadline is basically Wednesday. I will more than likely sell everything by close of Wednesday, because I'm not trying to play the earnings gamble. That's just who I always say that across any ticker. Earnings is scary. Earnings is a very, very 50-50 gamble for me, and you will either go up or go down like 20%. And to me, I'd rather skip the first day and just play the follow through. So again, I think tomorrow hopefully keeps going up. Tomorrow hopefully takes us into that 30, 31, 32. Hopefully Wednesday will bring us into 40-ish, 45. I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm thinking 50 cents anymore. I think I'm still holding maybe 45. And hey, going from 30 to 45 is a 50% move, right? So I think that's the biggest takeaways. I'm at least lowering my target from all the way up here to like, yeah, maybe around here, top of this guy, kind of the middle of this, kind of the bottom of that, 45, 46, 44, something like that. Let's look at the weekly really quickly, just to look at this weekly. Yeah, I mean, so we're under the 8 so far on the weekly. Still very, very early. Volume's not horrible. Again, I think we need to see how this plays out. Tomorrow's going to be important. Tomorrow might actually dictate if I hold into Wednesday. And like I said, my plan is pretty much eject on Wednesday. So what are we doing after hours? It looks like we're holding. I don't even think we're moving at all. It's going down just a little bit. Again, kind of insignificant, still over some stuff. 26 cents is the scary number on TTOO, okay? Let's move over to NVOS. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, I would much, much appreciate it. Otherwise, let's get into it. So look, NVOS. Bad things happen under the 8 and the 20 moving average. That's a theme you're gonna hear across all my videos, all right? On this day, you can see that the 8 average, if you're looking in the box, was at 34 cents. The 20 was at 33 cents, and we actually closed under both at 32, the green number on top. Today, same thing. We are several cents still below the 8 and the 20. And what am I seeing? I'm seeing a doji. All right, what's a doji? A doji is the shape of a candle. I am not a candle shape trader, so I think I'm a little looser with what I would call a doji than some. Like, this is a doji, this is a doji, that's a doji, that's a doji. I think some people might say these two are probably more textbook than these two. Again, for me, all I'm seeing is a very little middle and then equal sticks up and down, okay? And again, what does it say for me today? Look, let's click into it and let's look. We open at 31 cents. It goes as high as 33 cents, goes as low as 29 cents, end up basically closing the same place it opened. There were people that thought we were going to go over the 20. There were people that thought we were ready to go down and maybe come down to this 23 to the 50. End of the day, they decided, let's just wait and see what tomorrow does, okay? I think there's more reason to be worried here than to be excited. I think as a downside, I can see 25 or 27. I think I'll start that. I think 27 cents seems likely. I think 25 cents seems like a second bad step, and then 23 cents would be, I think, worst case, okay? This really needs to get over 35 cents for me to even consider going back into it, all right? And yeah, I think a lot of people, there was actually a great comment in the, I think a lot of people moved on Friday from NVOS to TTOO, and hey, maybe a lot of the TTOO people today moved into like the oil stocks, HUBC, a lot of what's going on with the international climate of the world today, right? To say it, yeah, no other way of saying that, right? So again, the baseline here is bad things happen under the 8 and the 20, and then good things happen over it, right? So we are now 2 days under it. More than anything, we're one pretty bad candle and then doji after, right? So I am expecting, like I said, a pretty drastic drop down that confirms it, or hey, maybe this actually does try to come back to 35, right? So where are we after hours? I don't even think I'm seeing much. This thing is completely flat. Volume was low today. All right. Volume was really, really low. We've been pushing almost 80 million, 70 million, and all of a sudden we're sub 20, right? We've given up 75%, maybe 66%, whichever number you want to use, 60 or 70, right? Like there was a hard volume drop today. And again, I think the volume drop, the below moving averages being below the trend line, being below this resistance line, I think there's more reason to think we're going to come down than come up. Yeah. Let me go to the weekly real quick. Where are we? All right, look. Weekly's at least not looking horrible. We're still on the better side of the 8 moving average. We're still actually seeing the 20. Now, here's what I don't know. I can't tell if this is actually, I mean, obviously it's like up, right? There's more of an uptrend than a downtrend, but I can't tell if this thing's trying to flatten out or actually keep going up. I think I'm going to assume it is still going up, but, oh, man. Yeah, again, I got to talk about the reverse split here because I feel like I talk about it more on TTOO than NVOS. Do not forget that there was an approved reverse split that's on the table here, all right? People are trying to say it's only a 1 for 15. That's not too bad. I promise you, 1 for anything reverse split is never a good thing. So there's like, I think that there's more reasons to be worried here. And it feels like we want to slip into the middle of, if not the bottom of this channel. And just look, over the last, I mean, essentially month-ish, we've actually been living in between these two lines. Little bit up, little bit below, little bit up. We're right back in. Like we've essentially been living between this 23 and 32 cent range right here. So maybe that, in some ways, that's not a bad move, right? You just wait for it to come back down, see if you can ride it right back up, right? Like that might be a decent play here. But yeah, NVOS, I am not liking the lines. I'm not liking the volume. MACD and RSI, it's weird, right? Because the RSI is kind of trying to peak up. The MACD is kind of coming down. End of the day, I see a flat RSI anyway. So I think there's more bad here than good. Let me know if you disagree, obviously, right? But yeah, I think 27. I'm actually like trying to look to see if there's any good news to drop, but I just don't see it. So let's move to MULN. Hey, really quickly, one more time, if you can please subscribe to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, let's get into it. And look, Mullen, I have been covering this since before this 1-to-9 split. I've been covering this since before this 1-to-25 split. I have been saying it essentially right here. First off, look, at this moment right here on February 16th, we fell below all 5 moving averages. That's number 1 right there, and that right there is the cluster of basically these 4 lines that you see. On this day, we fell, the rhyme is simple. Break all 5, get above all 5 lines, and you will fly, fly, fly. Fall below and lose all 5 lines, and you will die, die, die. And I mean, obviously these happened and the reverse split numbers change the numbers, but the percentages stay the same. This was, I mean, I'm not even going to try to do the math in my head, but yeah, this fell, I mean, a significant amount to say the least. And again, break all 5 and you fly up, lose all 5 and you die. Okay. From there, the story was the 8 and the 20 moving average. All right. It gets really hard to get over the 8. If you're ever able to get over it, the 20 is going to stop you. All right. 20 is going to stop you. 20 is going to stop you. 20 is going to stop you. 20 is going to stop. Like that, this stock is struggling with the 8 and the 20 moving average. All right. Now listen to me. I know that this is a car manufacturing company that you can buy for 45 cents. I know people are saying that and they're like, oh my gosh, like how is this not a steal and blah. The issue is what I'm looking at is less a car company that's valued so cheaply and more a stock that is on the line of going deeper and deeper and lower. Because again, I was just zooming out. I'll show it on the weekly. There is nothing below this 44-cent line. If we fall below the 44-cent line, I always use this phrase, it is the black hole vortex of all-time lows. There is nothing good below that line. And again, I'm not saying this to be offensive or anything, but it really takes the hand of God to come down from heaven and save a stock that is falling deeper and deeper into all-time lows. There are no supports I can draw new white lines on. There is nothing but black abyss below this, all right? I would not touch this stock at this point under the 50. It's funny, for a while I was saying, hey, hopefully we can break the 20. Hopefully we can break this 50 and like, hey, maybe we can move up to the 50. Maybe we can move up to the 50. Maybe we can move up to the 50. From here to here, that doesn't seem like a good move to me anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, going from 50 to like almost 70, it is actually a pretty significant percentage. But honestly, I think I'm so afraid of these 3 lines. I wouldn't touch this thing until we can break the 50, and hopefully we can start writing up either to this 111 or maybe even the 100 moving average, right? Like the problem just becomes if you don't make the move fast enough. Like I would have loved this move. We would have gone from a 20 down here all the way to a 50 up here. I love it, right? When the distance is just that, excuse me, things change, right? So overall, I'm telling you, I still have no reason to believe we're going to get over the 20 moving average. There is really, really no reason to believe that 53 cents is coming anytime soon for this stock, all right? Even if 53 came, I don't know if I would buy it. Like, I don't. Man, maybe 54 could justify it. Again, I think that the 60 line is actually a strong line. Like, that's not going to be that easy to break. Man, Mullen, this one's a tough one. Look, let me know if there's any actual catalysts or news that you think I should know. I think I saw something about someone getting appointed to a board level or maybe executive level. I don't know. Again, nothing screams good on the chart. Nothing screams good on this volume. Nothing really screaming good in headlines just yet. We'll look at the weekly really quickly. I don't think I've flashed it, but yeah, I mean, all we're doing, we haven't even gotten over the 8 moving average on the weekly, not even once. This one was able to kind of open on it, but yeah, we clearly closed well under it, right? So again, my fear sincerely is we lose 44 and we slip deeper into all-time lows. And once we lose all-time lows and we go down, my general assumption is you're going to lose 20%. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you know it. I appreciate you so much.